This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all. I hope you're all doing good today. I am doing okay. Sorry, trying to focus. Let me say hey to you guys, and thank you so much for being here. Hey, Abellis, Bad Girl, Hio, Bazard, Shell, Lori, so good to see you. Foxy, Amazon, Michelle, Anders, Mad Monkey, good to see you. Thank you all so much for being here. Luna, Diana, so lovely to see you. Miss Kimmy, it's good to see you. Anna, Mad Monkey, Shell again. Want to make sure I don't miss any of y'all. Hey, Jill, good to see you, love. Content Angel, Dusty Pear, Luna, Anna. I think I said you already. I'm scrolling up, just scrolling up. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, hey, Rachel, there you are. If I didn't, let me know and I will shout you out. Bazard, Carolina, Sarah Lee, Gray Moon, good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize for changing today's live. There you are, Gray Moon. Jenna's Gypsy, hey. Yeah, I had to change today's live at the last minute. We haven't had any water because the pipes had been frozen for about 2 days. We've been using like jug water. And then it busted. So I had to do this one because it wouldn't take me quite as long. And then we could get back to working on
empty
that.
chip bags.
Then we could get back to working on that. So I needed to do something that wouldn't take a whole lot of time. And when we do the immunity interview, I want to spend some time with y'all talking about that. So we again are doing the rest of J for Justice phone call with Chase. We are learning about this creepy little elf looking person right here, Stefan Sterns. She is pinned at the top of the comment section. Please give her a like and subscribe. I do believe it's the link to this very video so that you can watch it without my commentary if you would like to do so. And you can also find it in the description box. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, no water does suck. We're working on it though. Everything's good. Life is wonderful. What's being charged about it? I don't know, love. Anders said, hey, Cara. Anders said, I thought his friend was boring but interesting. What he said about Stefan's mother. I've heard someone described her as borderline case. Oh, wow. Yeah, some of it's not that interesting. But we were at a part that I was like, oh, wow, the answer to that question is going to be intriguing. Oh, thank you. No, I wasn't going to go. Well, we can go over the Richard Allen video. I wasn't going to because of my lovely Sub Rosa does not like when I do Richard Allen or Delphi. But if you guys want to talk about that, we can. I was going to go over the immunity interview. I was going to try to do this and then do immunity as well. But I just don't have time to start the immunity interview today. Hey, Linda. It's good to see you. Screaming Daisies. Good to see you. No, it's good to see you. Screaming Daisy said his mom always seemed like she had a mean streak in her. Doesn't she? Oh, you're okay, Hio. Yeah. You know why his eyes are brown, Corey? Because he's full of poop. All right. So thank you guys for being here. We will get started. I'm going to speed this up to 1.25 and we will continue this conversation.
You know,
I work 40 plus hours a week. So.
Exactly. I'm saying, I
I'm
understand
a very good
that.
bartender. If anybody ever wants a drink,
You're a bartender. Do you work for Disney?
No. I've worked around Disney before. I worked for Nikki Bryan Health Spas at one point in time.
I did back it up a smidge because I remembered he asked a question that I was really interested in learning the answer to. Hey, Eek, it's good to see you, love. Indie girl. I don't know if I said you. Hey. So we're going to listen to where he gets to that question we ended with yesterday. And again, this is J for Justice podcast. Please give her a like and subscribe.
My friend's mom owned the spas, so I was super young. I don't even know. I doubt I even knew Stephan at that point, to be honest with you. That was like when I first moved here.
Michael Slater says he's 60 and he still games. Go on with your bad self, Michael Slater.
100%. I've seen there's like an 80-year-old grandpa. It's like one of the most popular dudes on the streaming. This is amazing.
So another question. The other interview where he was in the background.
Oh, yeah, the knuckle cracking.
Yeah, the whole interview. What are your thoughts on that whole dynamic? Like the girl, the mom.
Both sides of it?
Yeah, like the mom sitting there, him back there. What are your thoughts on that whole, did you feel it was tense? Like what do you think was coming from him?
I didn't. So, I mean, so much of me doesn't want to believe the mom was involved. Like so much of me, but especially with what you told me earlier. And then, and then just like, remember seeing my mom and then seeing this interview so many times over and over and over again. And I mean, even the first time I watched it, I was like, man, that's a strong lady. I was like, that's a strong lady. But the more I look at her eyes, I started being like, and I've said this to everyone, where I'm like, man, I feel like she's on the spectrum though. Like she doesn't, she's got like a little cross-eyed look going on and stuff like that. She seems a little disconnected. And then there's
like she's not grasping what's really happening.
Do you guys think that his mom could be on the spectrum? I don't think so. I think her mind is very much there, and she reacts like she's not like Jen Soto. She has a normal reaction. I think she could just like maybe have a borderline personality disorder or something from what I've heard described. Now, I've never met the woman, of course, but from what he's describing, it sounds like maybe bipolar or something like that to me. Rachel said, I'm interested in the new developments in the Richard Allen case, and I think lots are too. I will catch your video later. Well, thank you for that. Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow. It's very interesting. I could do a deep dive on it. If you guys want to do that tomorrow, we can do that. I'll actually start a poll, and you guys can let me know throughout the day if you want to talk about it tomorrow. Corey said, did he work for Disney or was that his disguise to pick up the single ladies with kids? I mean, he half-ass worked for Disney about as much as he works. You know, he doesn't like to get up and get out of the bed. Dusty Pear said, Deborah set Stefan's relationship with women and or lack of. I think Stefan was too scared of adult women. He probably had a disgusting urge to be in control. Oh, I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Andrea, I'm so glad that that went okay. I'm please say a prayer for a speedy recovery for Andrea and her dad there. Thank you. I don't remember when she tried to tell the Detective Trump jokes. And Foxy Amazon said, I think Deb Sterns is just a biatch. Not everyone needs a diagnosis. You're funny.
Kind of, or at least not the same way, a normal person would. Maybe her brain's just wired a little differently. I know mine is. A lot of people wonder why I don't cry for anything. Even through some of the crazy stuff I've been through, and I'm like, that's just not a gene I have in me. I cry over family deaths and my animals. That's basically it. And in movies, for some reason, I don't know why, but I'm a baby when it comes to like sad moments in movies. Like Iron Man, done.
It's a tearjerker every time.
I still watch it on YouTube, and I still cry every time I see it.
Oh my god.
But man, yeah, his eyes. It's actually that's awkwardly that you put that up there because that was a rare case of where his eyes didn't look like straight black. His eyes were always super dark. Like that picture alone makes me question if he had hazel eyes because I'm like I thought he had like really dark brown eyes.
Let me ask you a question. So back to that interview with him in the background. I watched that like at first and I was like, oh my God, he's back there intimidating her. He's cracking his knuckles. And then I heard people say,
this is where we were at. So talking about the interview where he's in the background cracking his knuckles and just basically from what it seems like trying to make sure that Jen stays on script, right? Hey, Bazard. Okay, he won me over with Iron Man all. Leonore says raccoon. You think so? He does. He does kind of look like a raccoon, doesn't he? Lori said she did say she has a fiery temper. She's got Irish blood in her. That's what she said to herself. Yeah, she did. To give credit where it's due, she did. So Jay for Justice is asking about the interview where he's creepily sitting in the background and cracking his knuckles.
Say, oh, he's releasing tension, whatever. I picture him sitting back there wanting to know exactly what's going on.
Hey, Miss O.
I feel like that was probably the case. Like he definitely inserted himself into it to see how much was. I mean,
I don't feel he was intimidating her. I don't. Go ahead. I'm sorry. There's a point. What?
There's a point where like this guy, he wasn't like an absolute moron. So there is a point where I have to believe that he realized that he had done everything he had done to try and cover his little tracks being an idiot. I don't even know the correct term. I'm saying idiot. I know that's not a deep enough term for what.
No, it's.
But I just, my vocab's just not that strong for that. It's just I think that was kind of probably where things started being put together. Where he's like, shit, they might find out. They might find out. So he kind of inserted him into that conversation because you actually don't see what happens. But I don't think you see it in the beginning of the conversation. Do you see?
So he seems to think that Stefan's back there like, oh crap, they might actually figure out what I've done instead of necessarily being like, I need to make sure that Jen stays on script. Leonore said when they were interviewing her, that was a bird in the background. Yeah, but there's one where Stefan's sitting in the background cracking his knuckles. I could see how Muscle run him around. How much she run him around. Andrea said it was an automatic feeder. The worst part is that that's Stefan's voice calling the pets. Yeah. Okay, we'll continue.
Him pull up the chair in the interview, or was that done off screen?
I didn't see him pull up the chair. I just seen him come back and forth and sit in it.
Because I don't know where, but I've heard what happened as he pulled up the chair. Where he pulls up the chair, he kind of plops it down pretty hard, and then like boom, boom, plops down. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of an aggressive stance. And then the whole like he's, oh, how's she holding up? Oh, a lot better than me. I'm like, that seems so weird to me. I'm like, I don't know. My family, my dad's The Rock, so I mean, my mom's a strong woman. Don't get me wrong, but my dad, he's the Rock.
Well, do you want to know what I think about that? I think that how you described his mother babying him, coddling him, I think he found a woman that was willing to do that for him. And I think he manipulated the fucking hell out of her.
Do you guys agree with that? Do you think he manipulated her, or that she did the manipulating, or that they both did the manipulating? Bazzer said, I can see that take about Stinky being more nervous than Potato, because Potato is just, well, stupider. Mad Monkey said, yeah, the chair was after the interview started. He was walking back and forth, but then he grabbed the chair and dropped and then picked it up and kind of slammed it down. I didn't even notice all that. Luna said, poor Maddie had to listen to that pet feeder and his voice every day. Mental and emotional abuse and control. Yeah. Hey, Molly. And hey, Diana.
I think that he manipulated the hell out of her.
And I'm thinking about all his friends right now, and I'm thinking about how they would like make his bed and
see what I mean? He finds people to take care of him.
I didn't even think about that until you said that, to be honest.
Well, look at this. I'm going to show you this. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to show you guys this movie.
My mind's being blown.
Okay, let me share this. Where she's coddling him. I got a clip of it finally. I never saw it until I finally caught this clip.
Yeah. This is
check this out.
Where she's like consoling him.
Check this out. Look at him rubbing her. Oh, it makes me want to puke. That's all I got.
Hold on, y'all. Sorry, I had too many things going on. There it goes. It's paused. Okay. I apologize for the long pause. That's what I've been looking for, and I've been unable to find. To me, that looks like a mother consoling her son. This clip right here is what I saw that made me think that Jen saw him as a child, as a son of hers, and possibly saw their relationship, his and Madeline's, as they're in a relationship, and she is the mother to that relationship. That's what that clip looks like to me. Hey, Flora, and hey, Queen Anne. Carolina said, in my opinion, both. They were in on this together. Vile, wicked, evil people. Absolutely. October Sky said, as a mother with adult kids who were never victimized by a man nor a woman, that is not an excuse. If you're manipulated, that's easy. It's because you want to be by a man. She's a piece of POS. Yeah, I don't think I could ever be manipulated to the point. I mean, I don't think most people could ever be manipulated to the point to allow something like this to happen if she knew about it, right? Foxy said, Stanky and Janky, best spuddies forever. I like that. Hey, Colleen, good to see you, love. Yeah, this interview, again, is what made me think that she's consoling him like he's her son, not like he's her boyfriend.
So weird to me at this point in time, because I mean, like,
look at him.
I need to know how much that leaked information that Maddie had been telling her friends stuff, and that had got back to her mom. She just didn't believe the kid. Like, I like, that's crazy to me, because I'm just like, I don't know, if someone had 8 years before all of this happened told my mom that someone had been diddling me, and then like 8 years later that person was the last person seen with me, my mom just would have instantly been like, you did it, motherfucker. She probably would have cut him before the police even showed up.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
so I'm just
insane.
like, that's crazy to me that, like, I mean, are you really going to be that loving to the last person that saw your kid who dropped him over half a mile away? Like,
I'm telling you, you know what he probably did?
That part throws me off too. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I walked to school.
She never questioned him. She never questioned him when he said he dropped her off so far away, when he reset his phone, when he had a flat tire, when he's leaving in the middle of the night. She never questioned it. Why? Why? If she didn't know anything, you can't be that naive, in my opinion. Gray, everybody says they like your description. What did you say, love? Gray says, people who are solely transactional with their relationship tend to be very manipulative. That is a great point. Yes, I agree. Hey, Veronica, good to see you, love.
I was a kid, I walked my way to the bus stop, waited for the bus in the morning, I did all that, but
I'm pretty sure he probably positioned himself because according to his Reddit, he bought Maddie a lot of gifts. If that's true, he bought her, these toys and shit.
Tamagotchis, which is weird because I grew up in Japan, and I find that awkward that he's buying those. I know some Japanese dudes who would be buying those, and I find them weird too.
Do you think that he was actually collecting them, or do you think he was faking it to like groom other young people? Both.
Both, yeah. I would put I would definitely put money it was both. I believe he did have an interest in him as well. I don't think it was purely for the other aspect, but I do think it was a shared interest.
I feel like he related with people that age. Like his mind isn't
He
that
did.
of
Because like I
yeah.
said,
Hey, Trixie, my love. Carolina said, remember, Jen Soto told detectives that Maddie and Stefan Sterns were both childlike. Her beautiful daughter was a child. She's always making excuses for him. I want to know why. Jen Soto has something on Stinky, maybe. I mean, again, that goes back to me saying that, she trusted him completely 100%. Why? What would make you trust somebody to the extent of, like I just said, the flat tire, being the last one to see your child's missing, he's reset his phone, he's disappearing in the middle of the night. He's stealing from his parents, but you don't think he'll do it to you. Why? The only thing that makes sense in my mind is because he's told you some big secret, some big thing. And it's like, if he would share that with me, knowing the consequences of what he's doing or that action, and he trusts me enough to share that with me, then I know he would never betray me because he told me this secret and trusted me with that. That's what I think. That's just me, though, speculating over here. Bazard said, yeah, I still suspect that Stinky definitely had other potential victims out there, but probably when he was younger. I think so, but I don't know. I mean, I would also think that they would come forward by now and say something,
said he could never hold. I mean, he had a small circle of friends for a while, but they all they just weren't. They didn't stick around. No one ever stuck around very long with him except for me. And it sounds like each time he'd find a buddy that he was willing to attach to, and that was his friend for that decade. I mean, that seems like that was the case because each one of us has known him for multiple years.
I'm just shook by this video.
Yeah, that video is creepy to me because I mean, even where you could just pause there right now, it looks like he's smiling. It's like a smile while you're looking
almost,
down.
Yeah, like he's duping her,
Yeah, like it's one of those things that a lot of people don't realize. Like, I don't know, my uncle played a lot of poker, like a lot of high level poker, and for me, when I watch this, and I see that little just the way his mouth and crap moves, it just reminds me of some of the stupid crap my uncle would say. It's just like he'd be like, you know what, you can't stop. He's like, you can't stop what you're thinking in your head. He's like, so you need to learn how to just tune everything out, just blank slate. He's like, and that's the only way you can make it all the way through poker. And he's like, otherwise, he's like, stuff like this happens where, at some point in time, you're thinking about something in the situation and your mouth instantly goes to a smile out of in a situation that why? Why? She's rubbing your back and you're just like, thank you, baby. This is a horrible, horrible situation. And I'm so sad, but thank you for that little loving pat on the back. Your dog didn't die, dude.
He's thinking right there, I've got her right where I want her. As long as she's rubbing my back and she doesn't believe I did it.
Exactly. This is a very... this whole situation right here screams confident and relief.
Yep.
That's just what I get from that. And then he does you can see how the way he talks right there. I don't even need to hear it to hear it.
You can imagine the bullshit coming out of his mouth, right?
I know exactly how it is. I can hear the words.
Because I think he positioned himself like he's Maddie's best friend.
I think he did too.
Yeah. And he's so sad because she's missing. So mom's got to console him because he's so upset. She's doing better than me.
Sounds like the goofy hat. I'm like, I can't even tell you. I can't really make fun of hats. I got a big old bald spot.
Do you know what nationality they are?
Stefan, right. They were so Sustanet is on their coat of arms. Their history goes back pretty far, or so he said.
What is that?
They came from overseas.
Is this how you remember Chris?
Hey, Bazard. It's good to see you, love. I'm sorry if I missed you for a minute.
No, it's all good. Nice to see you and hear and see everyone in the chat just talking about this stupido and potato, of course.
Absolutely. He's saying some interesting things. They've got some interesting insights.
Yeah, I feel like this was one of the guys that was early on brought on different channels that was a friend of his. I thought there was maybe another 2 or 3, but his voice does sound familiar. But I do remember, at least it could be this one, but yeah, he was just talking mad I would call it mad shit, but it's truth to it that he was always just a weird guy. And when he yesterday brought up the I guess one of the friends saw some weird questionable thing. That's what I bring up the thing that I think it's possible that he has other victims. It's just I agree I hear you out when you mention like, well, what do they come out, by then or been looked up by authorities? And my only answer to that would be is I feel like guys like him were definitely predators in their younger / teenage years, and he could have done
Yep.
something with a child that couldn't remember, after all these years. So that would be, I guess, my only take on how I feel. This is no way that what he did in Natty was like a first time thing. Like I feel that people like him
I don't think.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think I think he's offended before, but again, like I said, it's hard because nobody's coming out. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody would speak, but we do know that he did have the one younger girlfriend that was like way younger than him
Mhm.
back in the day. But yeah, all right.
I do. Have authorities ever even brought her up? I guess if that story is true, because then again, it's like
Yeah,
what
she would.
pictures of her.
So I mean, they were young at the time, but like, I don't think she saw a problem with it at the time. I don't think her parents saw a problem with it at the time. That girl is probably now looking back on things and thinking some things, but I don't know that she would come forward just because it's such a high profile case. Like if I had dated him, I don't think I would want to come forward. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. Yeah.
Carol or Courtney, good to see you, said, I'm sorry. I know I'm lame, but I don't really follow that case as much. I know you're not a loser.
No.
You have she said, look, I have a lot of British Euro crime to deal with too, You're not a loser. Don't say that. All right. We'll continue listening. Thank you for coming up.
Oh, no probs.
Yeah, actually, exactly like that.
Really?
That's most definitely Chris. Yeah.
All right.
He
So
looks
then
he looks like an old.
it looks like a normal dad.
Real estate white dude.
Yeah, he doesn't look very happy. He looks like.
And there was flashes. Like that's why I say I think he hated the kids and stuff. Because like I said, when I was working for him, there was times where I felt like he was like, "I wish you were my kid." I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like there was just a couple of moments where he's like, "Damn, this kid actually went out and did the job, and I didn't have to tell him 500 times." He woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. He went out and did it. And he's
My
back
son's
before
a
noon.
lazy ass. Mhm.
He's like, "Damn, it's been a while since I had something like that." No, mind you, I was also a pain in his ass too. Don't get me wrong. I was another kid in the house, for not even his kid, no less. So I mean, like I said, they always treated me right, but it didn't change the fact that I heard, like, not from him, but I heard his mom just the vile shit. Like she was so nice to me, it was weird.
God, that is weird.
But God, she was mean. And it's so weird coming from my mom. My mom went out to eat with her like one time and called me afterwards. It was like, yeah, I'm never meeting that lady again.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, that was the most obnoxious brunch I've ever had in my life. She's like, I felt so embarrassed. She's like, I almost got up and left.
So his mom
she's
probably
like, but I
hung out
suffered through it.
Was it rich ladies?
Oh my God. That is insane.
That is weird.
Wow.
But that's like serial killer kind of like background sort of crap. Like just weird relationship with the mother. Usually the mother.
Yeah. A lot of them do tend to be mama's boys. Yeah.
That is so weird.
Miss Kimmy said, I don't know when Telegram came out, but since these sicko people hang out there, I wonder if Sterns uploads Maddie's videos or pics for money and or others' pics, and that's how he got so many others. So what I think about that is I think he was trading on the dark web. I think he was definitely making money from it. And when they do that, like before you can receive pictures or videos, you have to also produce pictures or videos, because it's kind of like, well, if you've done the same thing I've done, then I know you won't snitch me out. So I think that's what he was doing. He was trading back and forth. And unfortunately, I wish they could find all the children that were in those videos and pictures and save them, because they've been abused as well.
I think that's pretty much the biggest pretty much like theory that I think a lot of people can agree with. It was clearly he was making money off of the material with Maddie, but then there was also the other photos they found of the children too. So it goes along with the idea that Potato was facilitating Stinky doing what he was doing, and then now we're at this point where we're at now.
Yeah, where it looks like she won't even be charged.
That's the crazy part about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah said, "Mommy issues, no shades. Many of us have them, but it's commonality with those who murder." Yeah, I agree.
It's true. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, it was just them two. Because they
Oh, it's
like
just the
after
two
like
of them.
after like 8 years or some shit of knowing me and Stephan knowing each other, my mom and dad, our parents had never met.
Wow. Kendi says, "Thank you, Chase." Thank you, Kendi. Yeah, Chase, thanks a lot for coming on. You really
No, you're good.
you've
No problem.
provided a lot of insight. You really have.
My son is in Okinawa. Nice. He's down in Iwakuni or something. Nice. Iwakuni's a nice area.
Yeah, answer some of the chat if you want to.
Yeah, I saw something from Japan pop up, and I was like, oh, I love that, man. I've missed Japan so much.
I know we would love your mom. You should bring your mom on one night.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, she probably would, but I don't know.
Tell her like this is nothing like TikTok.
Because she'll tell stories about me. And I don't think I need that stuff.
Oh yeah, we need Chase stories for sure.
Mine are. When I say I was a wild kid, I mean I was definitely a wild kid. I'll just give you a quick, not too detailed one. Street racing with a buddy of mine. He was apparently hopped up on drugs. Didn't know because I was coming home. He happened to pull up next to me and wanted to race. I'm like, all right.
I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Just trying to keep them talking about Stephan for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
The TikTok comments, because we love Chase and we love your mom.
Did he have any sexual abuse in his own life?
Yeah.
Not that I knew him. I mean, to be honest with you, he was a pretty happy kid when I knew him. I mean, the kid was entitled and got everything he wanted. Like, I mean, literally, if he wanted something, he got it. Like, his mom always got it. Like, it was never, like, I'll be honest, I don't remember seeing his dad ever give him anything. I couldn't even tell you a conversation his dad had with him that wasn't work-related.
That is so nuts.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's plenty of times where his mom would just say something racist out of the blue.
Oh my God.
He dated a light-skinned girl one time, and his mom used to make comments about her all the time, and I was just, you know, I'm living with him, so I'm just holding it in, not saying anything, but I'm just like, what the hell?
Interesting. I wonder if they have.
Wow.
Interesting.
What do you guys think about that?
Interesting.
I don't want to like talk crap about his mom, but that's not cool. I mean, they were raised in a different time period, but my goodness.
That is interesting. I mean, could it have played a part in what he did to Maddie? I mean, who knows? I mean, I've heard of stuff, people doing crazy stuff like that.
I don't.
Racial reasons,
I
but
personally
still,
don't think so.
Yeah, it's still crazy if someone even did that.
Yeah. My goodness.
Ever met Maddie or her mother?
I mean, I grew up in a foreign country. I was the minority there. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird for people to talk like that. And it was like that blatant Southern racism. It was weird. And I love Southern people, don't get me wrong, but there's that racist side of the Southern people, and it was just.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Because Japan's a very racist place. Don't get me wrong.
I think Diana said it best when she said ignorance seems to be a family tradition in their family. I mean, I don't like that. We're not going to have any racism. That's not cool, man.
I always got the feeling that they were bougie anyway.
I love the country, but I mean, when I sat down on a train.
I am so sorry, love. What did you say?
I was just saying, I always got the feeling that they were always bougie anyway. So, I mean, the racial thing, like I'm 33 years old, 33. I've seen and dealt with it, and you know what? It is what it is. It's whatever. But yeah, I can definitely see them having an upper class sort of air and attitude about them.
Yeah, I could see that too. Content said they live in the deep South. You know, a lot of people live in the deep South. I'm in North Carolina, which is not deep South, but I'm not racist. A lot of people, I mean, you know, it's not accepted here. Like, I mean, you would be called out if you were known to be racist or said some racist things. You'd probably get your butt whooped because it's just not. It's especially in this day and age. There's no reason to hate on anybody because of who they love, what their skin color is. They were raised in a different time period, but they could have been, you know, respectable people and not be like that. But again, I don't want to doubt them too much. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a hard place to be in. Foxy said, I can't believe Jim puts her face next to Sterns' funkified headpiece and doesn't pass out. She must be holding her breath. Yeah. I'm wondering when the last time that thing was washed. We need to zone in on that. But again, I mean, the biggest thing that sticks out to me, again, is she's consoling him like a mother does a child, not boyfriend, girlfriend.
And not her crying over her daughter being missing. Like every time we say it, it's like no emotion. Only Stinky, because in his warped mind, he so-called loved Maddie, which is, of course, bullshit.
Yeah. Yep. He's showing more emotion than her, which, I mean, he committed the homicide, but still, your child's missing, ma'am. I'm just... That's so... I'm
Trained
sorry.
people would literally stand up and move away. But that was their form of racism. So, I mean, I got 3 extra seats on the train while everyone was crammed in like sardines. So, it wasn't that big of a deal. Whereas here, racism is a little different. It seems very aggressive and for no reason. Like, it was just, he was dating a chick with a different skin tone, and that was boom. I think that's actually why they broke up, is because of how much that was becoming an issue over time.
Wow. So when I was looking at his court records, I was looking at his traffic tickets. And down at the very bottom, it tells you like who paid the bill. So I was looking at who paid he got a bunch of speeding tickets. Like the guy never renewed his license, or he got his license suspended because of speeding tickets, and then he didn't go to court. Like just no accountability. I mean, overall.
When was that? I think I know what one of the, I know in the like 2006, 2007.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch around there.
There's one that he got arrested with a kid so this was one of the kids that linked me and him, because I ended up meeting some people who took me to this kid's house. And I don't even think this kid's alive anymore, awkwardly enough. I think he's one of the ones that passed away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's had a real bad drug addiction, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And we tried to help him. We got him in rehab a few times. And just, it was one of those ones that just never worked. Sad. He's a nice guy, just had a really bad drug addiction. But he knew him. And
I'm sorry that you lost Jenny Jen. Better luck next time, my love.
That's how we ended up linking together. And what? I'm sorry. So many things are flying through my head when I start thinking about that kid. I was I forgot about that kid my whole life.
So his dad paid one of his tickets. That was
okay. So they got pulled over
by him.
They got pulled over for speeding through Windermere, and so guys understand. Back then, Windermere had a very corrupt police department. Very, very corrupt. Like they fired the whole police department, so like all the way up to the chief because it was so corrupt. But at this point, they hadn't done that. Yeah, it was actually, I think it was a pedophilia case, to be honest with you.
Oh, damn.
I think the chief of police was covering up for a friend of his, and other officers also knew, and there was just a whole corruption thing going on there. They basically fired I think there was less than 2 or 3 officers who didn't get fired, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the ones that I saw were in Sarasota County, actually.
But driving through downtown Windermere is 30 miles an hour. You do 30 back then. If you did 31, you got pulled over and they gave you a ticket. So he got pulled over, and I'm pretty sure they had weed. I'm pretty sure it was a weed charge. He had weed in the car, and they got him for that.
I haven't even looked up him in those counties. I looked him up in Sarasota because I thought he grew up in Northport when I first heard that he had ties there.
I didn't think he had a criminal record at all because we've tried to find it, but I haven't heard of anything. Hey, JPL. All I could find was the Geico thing where he got paid from that supposed head injury thing.
I was just thinking maybe family took care of that. Daddy and mommy took care of these legal issues.
It's a possibility. It sure does seem like it. Sue Joy said, so curious if anyone, including her family, ever gave her any serious consolation or consoling. The detectives certainly didn't. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's just so obvious that she knew something. I don't care what. And I think they're upset about her not being charged too, because at the end of the day, it's the DA's decision. But they sure seem like they wanted to charge her as well. Florida girl, it's good to see you, said a couple of years ago when he and his mom were in California, his father was involved with another woman. I think it was in the Plunder video from a few months back. Traffic tickets in that video too. Okay, yeah, Plunder gets everything. One day I'll be as good as she is, but yeah, if it's anywhere, I would think it's over on Plunder. She gets everything.
there. So you know
I'm
what?
pretty sure he actually grew up in California, and I want to say it was like Chula Vista or something. Like that's what I want to say, but I think I'm saying Chula Vista because I know someone who lives in Chula Vista.
Yeah.
But I also know people in San Diego and all over California.
You know what's nuts though, Chase, is in the very beginning, the Northport police said that they were assisting in the investigation. So why would that be?
Okay. Oh, I'll tell you. That's why. So I forgot to mention this earlier. Someone had said something about confiscating his stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
I think the parents were involved. No, but he has a room at his parents' house.
Oh.
Where he's been staying at recently because him and Jin had broken up.
Oh shit.
I don't even think they were truly together when this. You see all this going on? I don't even think they were truly together at this point. I think this was more or less like they had broken up and they may or may not have been talking again more recently, like probably within the last 3 weeks of all this happening. Because from what I understand from another dude who was a friend with him, he was down south for like 3 months. Like I think basically, so he has a post talking about stress at Disney or something, and then he got his 1-year badge in September. So I think somewhere after September and like December, he was, I can't work at Disney anymore. I walk too much. It took 8,000 steps.
That sounds like you, Bastard. You do the perfect impersonation. He's doing one that sounds just like you.
Hello, impersonator. I love
that. So it's interesting. I didn't know that he actually kept that job for a year. That's interesting.
So was this when he was seeing that other woman, when him and Jen were so-called broken apart?
Supposedly, it would have been during that time period. He was staying with Jim, but they were supposedly broken up, which is interesting. But he couldn't spend the night with his girlfriend because he had to go home cuddle with Maddie.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. We need some anointing oil.
For real.
We do, for her.
Steps today, yeah, because he's one of those guys. So I think
a whiner.
Always, just ridiculous. I'm like, I don't know.
I wonder
I'm a bartender, so I have no sympathy for those things.
I'm wondering if he met her. Okay, so this is what I'm wondering. So what I want to find out is how they met. Because did he seek her out because of her daughter? Or did they meet at Disney? Because she's worked there since 2004.
Man, she's worked since like moved here. That's
so
crazy.
They could have met at Disney, actually, if he actually
I assumed they met at Disney while he was working there. I put money on that because he definitely wouldn't.
So we know that he met, they met through working together with his dad, but maybe they became acquainted at Disney and then they started working together for his dad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Diana said, I can't understand why he's still in the house sleeping in the same bed with Maddie when they were broken up. There's so much awful stuff happening there. I agree.
I kind of wish the detectives even dug on Potato's ass about that. Like, well, wait a minute. If you guys are broken up, why are you still allowing this man to sleep with your daughter?
Right. Yep.
I wish I was one of the detectives. I would have grilled her ass so much.
Yeah, me too.
I was gonna say, I don't think she would never invoke a lawyer at any moment. I feel like if they truly pressed on her a lot more, she would just either kind of do what she normally does or at least make some dumbass comment that would catch her off, or catch her off to where if I was an investigator, I would be able to be like, well, hey guys, she just said this. This is a huge contradiction.
Yeah. It's hard because, there's so much that we would be like, well, we would have called her on that and we would have called her on this. And then, I think they would have too, but it's just, at the end of the day, it's what the DA decides to go with. And it's just so hard. It just makes me so mad. It really does.
It's maddening that at this very point, once the CSAM trial happens, and she's brought on as a whatever, it'll be like, well, what's the point of even having her on the stand then, if you're not going to do anything with her? If you already have the evidence to like convict him for both crimes, what's the even point of even having for both trials?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and she's not going to be a good witness. They'll tear her apart on the stand because of her cognitive abilities with medications.
Definitely, yeah. His defense would definitely do that.
Hio said, keep awareness alive, my friend. #info dump. Bullshit. Bullshit. Thank you. Thank you, love. I appreciate that.
Wouldn't click with a lot of people. And he had a habit of finding broken people. Like a lot of his girlfriends, while now a lot of them have very good lives, married with kids, all that kind of stuff. A lot of them were broken back when we were younger, like on psych meds and stuff like that. Like they were crazy girls. Like, I mean, that's how I remember the vast majority of them were like psychopaths.
Like
at least to me, they were like
homes and shit.
some of the fights I'd see them having. I'm like, y'all are fucking crazy. And then like they were just weird together. You know, that very like PDA in your face. Like sometimes you're questioning if they want you to watch kind of thing. Like, so I mean, that's kind of how it always was. And I was not really my thing. So
yes, I did see that Jenny Brown.
So he was into a lot of public displays of affection. I mean, that goes back with the so Rosa. I said, I apologize. Let me finish my statement. The public display of affection thing goes back to like being a peeper and just, you know, again, trying to present himself as more than he is, with the not wanting to fight people, or, you know, getting into fights and getting his butt whooped, and then drinking so much that he throws up. He's trying to impress everybody. Why is he trying to impress everybody so much?
To come off as a nice, friendly guy, I guess. You know?
Yeah. So Rosa, I'd actually said that I wasn't going to talk about Delphi specifically for you, my love. That's why I did the poll, to see if they wanted to talk about the video I put out. I wasn't going to talk about it just because of you.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, if the poll, if there's more people that wants to talk about it, then yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. If not, we'll just keep talking about this case, because I still got a lot to talk about with you guys on this one, and I do want to keep the case alive as much as we can.
Jen Soto lied to law enforcement, so that's going to be a huge problem.
You and my mom actually told me that. My mom
yes. So it's actually in the police report that she stated she physically saw Maddie that morning at 8 a.m. That's not good.
And, you know, that's actually something I was saying to someone else. I was like, you know, I understand the use of we when you've been with someone. I was like, trust me, I get that. I kind of do that stuff all the time, you know? Like you know, I throw it out there. But I don't think I would do it in front of a news crew and police. So, like, that's at that point where you're like, I'm not even thinking about my words right now. I'm like, but I can guarantee you, I would definitely be thinking of them in a situation like that. Like, my word choice would be very specific. And it's just weird that she kept doing it and then slowly started to get away from it. And it was like, that's just weird. I don't know. Like that, she, but at the same time, like I said, he liked broken girls. I don't know if she's on medication when all this is going on. I bet she does have medication.
You know, I think being a single moms can be very vulnerable, because
I think the daughter was drugged, so
they want that family unit. You know what I'm saying? So these women that so desperately want, you know, the husband, the dad, and if he positioned himself as being like a dad figure to her daughter, she's an idiot. I mean, she fell for it hook, line, and sinker. And this is why we have to talk about this shit, because mom's got to stop doing this.
Yeah, and a lot, you know, I also understand where I've seen a lot of bad things happen to women, like, you know, through the internet and movies and everything else. And so my sister had a couple bad situations throughout life. So, I mean, I definitely, you know, I tried to get out of a case one time in court. I got jury duty, and it happened to be a rape case. And I got excused from that because I was like, look, I'm not going to be.
You're not going to be able to be fair?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to be fair in this case. I was like, I'll let you know that right now. So I was like, I have a little bias towards things like this, and I just shouldn't be on this panel. I just shouldn't be over here on this jury. Yeah, I do, Leo. That just, when I was thinking about everything he would do and the things he had access to, I feel like, I don't even know if it was intentional, but I bet you come to find out, I bet you some of that medication was involved. Because while he loved guns and he was big with guns, he wasn't stupid enough to put a round through someone in a vehicle. I mean, there's no cleaning that. There's no, that's done zero. What are you going to do, burn your car? Which he didn't, so I assume he's not that, like, he just, I assume
Okay, I had to step out for a second. I had gotten a phone call. Is he talking about, like, that Stephan shot somebody through a car or shot into a car?
I don't know where he's going with that. It sounded like it was like a skip on Jay's end.
Okay. I apologize for asking. I appreciate it.
Because he was originally just talking about how he thinks that he possibly could have used some of that medication on Maddie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did. I do. I absolutely think he did. I think he absolutely did. I didn't think so for a while before. I thought that maybe she was just so warped, like he had warped her to the point that she participated willingly. But then when they talk about she's asleep and the things she's doing to her, the things he's doing to her while she's asleep, I'm like, well, that looks like it might have been medication related.
I remember early on too, I thought it was medication or some sort of drug. Well, especially when they detectives listed out in the search history where it was like that one weird anesthesiac drug.
Yes, sevofluoride.
Mm-hmm. And then someone was mentioning that was almost the same thing that Michael Jackson was using to help go to sleep.
Yeah. Is
So
that?
It's something similar. Or I don't know. I can't say it was that one or another drug very similar to that. Because it's like a very powerful drug that what supposedly what killed Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it was that one.
He basically overdosed from it with a doctor that gave it to him.
Yep. Jen Absolute said he didn't believe Stefan Sterns was stupid enough to put a round through someone's car because there's no cleaning that. So he believes he used drugs to do it. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I went to Texas for hospice for my friend's grandma. They took me to Whataburger the second day I was there. And by the end of the trip, they refused to take me one more time. Oh, I'm sorry, Foxy. Courtney said she's so pathetic, in my opinion. I mean, she had to ask him to get together after being just friends for a year and a half. She said something to the effect of, so should we hook up? And he said, sure, yeah. I was like, how do you start dating somebody and you're supposedly best friends? Like, should we hook up?
It's a very awkward way of going up to someone. That's
yeah.
Like me. Well, I feel like I would have said that in my younger school days. I was an awkward kid, so maybe I would have said something somewhat similar. But even now, as an adult, like, it's just be weird for me to even say that, or someone say that to me.
Right. Like, who says that as an adult? So weird.
Well, they were always childish, in my opinion, too. Potato and Stinky. They always had childish attitudes and mindsets.
Yeah. Yeah. Sub Rosa said Jen was DTF.
Yeah. It seems like it.
It does. It does.
Out of any man in the world, she was like, I want that one.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, the little elf looking thingy. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, goodness.
I know.
Linda said, wouldn't Maddie have physical problems from all the abuse? What did she say to her mom that something hurts down there? Horrifying that she said nothing. I don't know. I don't know if she ever felt like she could.
That's a good point. Yeah. Because I would believe by
everything he did was as far as he thought it would need to be. And he didn't have time to clean the car because from what I understand, he tried to go to his mom's house. I don't think this is even out, but I think he tried to go to his mom's house.
That's what I'm saying.
The day she went missing. That's why.
I need that for a minute. Mr. Speculating just brought something to my attention. There's 2 students shot by another student at Antioch High School in Nashville, Tennessee. So we're going to pull that up.
Another one.
I need to go to X. Where's X on here? I don't even know if I have my X on here. I'm going to pull that up real quick and see what we can see about it.
Basil.
I think Basil's in the kitchen. Okay, do you guys see my X? You do. You do. Okay. Let me see. He showed it to me on his phone, and I'm trying to pull it up on here. I couldn't pull it up.
Okay.
I'm going to close this real quick. I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's breaking. We'll watch this real quick. and see what's happening. Goodness gracious.
Student and open fire in cafeteria.
Lord have mercy. What is going on? All right, I got to close this out.
We're following breaking news at this hour. A shooting reported at Antioch High School earlier this morning. Let's keep
I apologize. I had to close out another.
an idea of exactly where this happened. So it was reported earlier around 11 a.m. inside the school on Hobson Pike. Investigators are telling us 2 students were shot by another student at the school this morning.
Babe,
Metro Police said the situation at the school itself is contained. 1 student shot 2 other students before turning the gun on themselves. So we have News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry live at the scene right now. Caitlin, what can you tell us about what you're seeing?
So they shot 2 people and then turned the gun on himself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Right, this is a very active scene. We're hearing nonstop police sirens from undercover police. We're hearing ATF is heading as well. And then PD is also on the scene. Fire. We're also seeing students walking in from that campus. I spoke with one student coming in. He's saying students are now leaving the school. We're also seeing school buses loading up at this gas station to go, possibly waiting for the situation to be resolved. But yes, this intersection is currently closed as police continue to get MNPD in, get other emergency personnel. We're seeing more undercover police coming in as well. Very active scene here as parents continue. We're seeing parents loading up at this gas station, waiting to hear more, waiting to see their kids. I spoke with one mom who said that she's just waiting to hear from her daughter. She said she heard that the possible shooting happened within a cafeteria. And again, we're just waiting to hear more details as this is a very active scene. And we're seeing parents now crossing the street, family, friends crossing the street just to get some more information as we're continuing to learn more. We'll continue to keep you updated on this situation as it's a very active scene, as I'm sure you guys can hear with the sirens. But live in Antioch, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
All right, Caitlin, can you get an idea of exactly how big this scene is looking like right now? Do they have some of the roadways closed off over there? How far out are you seeing law enforcement compared to where you're located right now as you're driving over that way?
Right, so checking my maps right now, we are about a 7-minute drive from Antioch High School. We are at the intersection of Murfreesboro Pike and Old Hickory. And it's even hard for these people to even cross the roads, as you're seeing right there, waiting to cross the roads, get more information as police continue to filter in. We got here probably about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about this since it's breaking. So this is going to be Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sorry, when I'm on that page, I'm flipping back and forth. I'm going to change my thumbnail because the first half is going to be that. This is going to be Nashville, Tennessee at Antioch High School. Yes, it's another school shooting. It's happening right now. It happened at 11 o'clock this morning. We're gonna see what we can find on this real quick, and follow this for the rest of this live, just so you guys know. I don't know that there was much more that we could have got out of that interview. Anyway, I try to, like, if something's breaking, I try to get it out here for you guys so that you guys know what's going on.
5 to 10 minutes ago, and it's been nonstop sirens. So it is all hands on deck, it seems like, from emergency personnel. Very backed up. The traffic has not really been moving on either side of here. And it's really only emergency personnel that seem to be getting through to access to the high school.
All right, Caitlin, thank you so much. And
okay, let's go to the next one. There's 4 clips here. Maybe. That's them going to the school. Oh my goodness.
We're following a breaking news alert now. Metro Police report 2 students shot at Antioch High School. Megan Fee is at the WKRN.com alert desk with what we know so far.
Yeah, Nikhil, it's just into our newsroom. According to Metro Police, 1 student shot 2 other students, then shot themselves. This is reported at Pinhook Road at around 11 o'clock. Again, Antioch High School. We do not know the conditions of any of the students involved or about any injuries at this time. We also don't know where in the school this happened, but Metro Police do say that this incident is contained to Antioch High School. We have a crew on the way right now. We are actively working to learn more. We'll have another update in just a few minutes. Nicole.
All right, thank you so much. We'll be waiting for that, Megan. We're following a breaking news alert now. Metro Police report 2 students shot at Antioch High School. Megan Fee is at.
Hold on. This is at the school. I think it's just a picture. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying. Do y'all want to see what we can pull on this, or do you want to go back to the video? I will never understand why people do these things either.
Hey, love, I'm not staying up. I just wanted to tell you I put 3 live links in the back chat for you about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, what is it to do with this?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, let's check it out. Thank you for
Okay,
that.
love
I
your
appreciate
face. You're welcome.
it. Love your face.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm pulling those up. I'm going to see if there's anything else here before I leave X. This says right now, reunification is underway at Ascension Medical Group for students and families from Antioch High School. We're now learning 2 people have died as a result of the shooting, including the shooter himself. We are on scene right now. What is this? Oh my God. Okay. I don't know. Let me give y'all a trigger warning. This is going to be hard to watch. Oh Lord. Okay. This is going to be from in the school. It says 2 students were shot by a fellow student at Nashville High School before the attacker took his own life. The shooting occurred at Antioch High School, according to the police. Heavy trigger warning. Okay, I can't do that again. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I don't know. We're gonna I'm gonna leave X because that was just a bit much. I can't even. Oh my God. Here, this one's got a little bit more information. We'll see what
of any of the students involved or about any injuries at this time.
We're following a breaking news alert now. Metro Police report 2 students shot at Antioch High School. Megan Fee is at the WKRN.com alert desk with what we know so far.
Yeah, Nikhil, it's just into our newsroom. According to Metro Police, 1 student shot 2 other students, then shot themselves. This is reported at Pinhook Road at around 11 o'clock. Again, Antioch High School. We do not know the conditions of any of the students involved or about any injuries at this time. We also don't know where in the school this happened, but Metro Police do say that this incident is contained to Antioch High School. We have a crew on the way right now. We are actively working to learn more.
We're following a breaking news alert now. Metro Police report at Antioch High School.
Okay. Some are saying 2, some are saying 1. I'm going to pull up what Hio got for me real quick.
This kind of sounds, I mean, I know it's early on, but it could be personal if it's only like that few victims, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it could be personal, considering that there was 2 and then they took their own life. I think it sounds personal as well. This is a live feed of the students outside, I do believe. Let me see what else she pulled. Oh my God. That video has me all messed up. Jesus.
Well, yeah, that's the thing now with a lot of these platforms. They're going to show you especially X.
Yeah.
They will show you. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Okay, this is the news.
And that's a tough thing to navigate.
I don't know why
Hearing
it's
from
so
so many
low when
people who are starting to understand, unfortunately, what that shared trauma means and what it really means to be a survivor in these situations.
All right, we are now going to go live to our Danielle Ledbetter. Now, she is at our reunification arena. This is a Central Medical Group right there on Murfreesboro Pike who is talking to, it appears, another parent, Danielle.
Yeah, Holly. So this is John. You were just telling me your daughter was. Can you tell us how you found out about what was happening here today?
Yeah, she texted me saying that there was a shooting. They were on lockdown, but she was safe, and wanted to leave right then and there, but just kind of had to figure out, they weren't going to release her, and we weren't going to be able to get to school anyway. Until we got a notification from the school that they were on lockdown, and this was going to be the meeting center, so just hauled it over here after that.
And how did you feel when she first reached out to you?
I was scared. My gut, my heart sank into my stomach. And thought of, the victims and the shooter himself. It's an ugly situation altogether.
But you're telling us that she is on one of these buses, right?
She's I've already texted her. She's on the third bus right there.
And then what do you think it will feel like when you finally get a chance to see your daughter?
Oh, it'll be a weight off my shoulders. For
Okay.
sure. Because, as a parent, you send them off to school thinking, hey, you're going to be safe.
I'm going to see what this other one is, and then we can go back through X if y'all want to see what they're saying is going on.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you this a little bit earlier.
No, I wasn't. It's sad to say that, but I wasn't.
That one you can hear a little better. Let me see what y'all are saying.
Antioch gets a bad rap, but I don't think they do a whole lot to help police the area or the schools themselves.
And are you aware of any security measures inside of the school?
Not really. No, it seems like it's kind of a free-for-all. You can just walk in, walk out. Doesn't seem like much is going on there.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us. We do appreciate it. So, yeah, guys, lots of parents out here just waiting to be reunified with their children, guys.
I mean,
okay, so it says 2 deceased, including shooter at Antioch High School. So, again, like you were saying, Bazard, that sounds personal. I don't know that it's necessarily anything.
Like if you can say more. Because the last shooting was the 17-year-old female just before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And that one was where I don't know, they haven't really gotten into any more information about that situation. But I feel like there was a lot more of that one. But this one unfortunately sounds like probably a personal thing, and someone decided to use their anger and rage to end innocent lives and their life as well. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys? I'll put this on and talk over it a little bit.
All right, we are getting ready to check in with another reporter at this time.
Yeah, Lydia Fielder has been out in the scene.
Do you guys want to continue
some of these
talking about this and see what we can find, or do you want to go back to the interview with Stefan's friend? You guys let me know.
For these families, Lydia.
Well, Holly, Amanda, I am with one of those parents here now. I'm here with Leonard, who is.
Before I continue, please let me state that my prayers and thoughts go out to the school and all of the people that were involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do apologize. I
state. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How far are you from? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead, love. I'm all in a tizzy.
How far are you from the area?
Nashville, I'm probably about 3 or 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it hits home because it's in your state. It hits home, and
well, I'm in North Carolina, but
I'm
brain
fart. I was thinking you were in Tennessee.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Y'all are saying no to this. Yeah, I do. I'm all messed up. Woo. Okay. So y'all are saying go back to Stinky. Okay, let's go back to Stinky.
Let's make fun of him. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's do it. Let us do it. Hold on just a minute.
It's like alleviate the situation with some form of humor. I don't mind impersonating him.
Okay. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Right here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all couldn't even see that. Let me pause this and pull this up.
Hope everyone you're doing. Oh, I was just gonna say, I hope everyone's doing okay in the chat.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Who knew we'd prefer Stinky to anything, right? Maggie May, and it's good to see you. Okay, we'll get back into this. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that like they recorded where he actually like them kids hollering, he shot himself. Oh my God. Like I'm all, oof. All right. Yeah, I need to focus on something else. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me make sure it's sped up a little bit. I had to fix a couple of things real quick. Okay.
They need to go to the parents' house.
So that's why Northport was assisting.
And get because I bet he's a gamer. I bet you there's a PC or a laptop there.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And I bet you that's also, and I bet you that's where all his old like porno collections and any weird shit,
his shit in boxes.
Any videos or stuff that he may or may not have of people that he shouldn't have. Bet you that's all at that house.
Yep.
Which is
Again, anybody that's coming into the chat, this is from Jay for Justice podcast. She has pinned the link to this video is pinned in the top of the chat box and it's in the description box. Please give her a like and subscribe. Lordy Jesus, what did I just do? Where were we at? I don't think we're that far yet. Hold on. I think we were here. Okay.
That's not okay. Like I don't even care if you just did it. Like if that's spontaneously, if you're choosing to hand it over, you do it again. Like do it twice. Who cares? But he just handed it to the buddy, my buddy, and he was like, "Hey, can I dry fire it?" And he said, "Yeah." And he just dry fired it, put it around through the apartment wall, the townhouse wall. Like this kid was an idiot at times where it's just like, oh my God, one of us, what if it was, that's the exact situation you read about happening with kids, where it's like found dad's gun, pointed it at friend, didn't know it was loaded, boom, gone. And it's like it's super cliche and all, but it's like, what the hell? Like had my buddy not been pointing at the wall, which thinking about that's crazy that he even was pointing up. I was like, like it wasn't aimed at the ground or anything.
Yeah, he's a moron.
Yeah, and then
the guy's a moron.
And then he put another round through his wall too at another point in time. And I don't think I was living with him at this time. I couldn't have been living with him because I don't remember seeing the bullet hole. But he told me, I'm pretty sure though. I mean, I don't know. Because there was times where I went off on my own. Like I lived in an apartment for a couple months at one point in time, or I moved in with my parents at one point in time. Not for very long periods, but there was one point in time where I guess he had a nightmare and he always slept with his gun by his head. And he had a nightmare, I guess, while he was sleeping, and he woke up and like grabbed his gun in the nightmare and put it around through the wall. So after that, he kept his gun on the opposite side of the room.
Okay.
Terrifying.
Yeah, the kid was. Some other kid was talking about him and him being really big into like concealed weapons and stuff like that. And he was. He liked all that, like go to Washington D.C. and the guns that are in canes. These old mafia secret hit weapons and stuff like that. Suitcases with guns in them and stuff. He was always interested in weird shit like that. I always thought that was. I love guns. Don't get me wrong, but that's an excessive level where I'm just like, that's so weird to me. I don't know about all that.
Taking into consideration the amount of guns that he had, I mean, again, I don't think it's obsessive, but then again, I'm from the South, so I see all people collecting them all over the place. I do think, again, it goes back to his God complex, his,
Yeah.
need to be better than everybody. Need to have the best, newest and best things, need to look like he seems like the type that, like, in a room, he wants you to be focusing on him. He's going to do whatever he needs to do for you to focus on him. Hio, thank you so much for that. I'm about to message you because I need to ask you a question. That was so sweet of you to gift 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that and your support. You're so sweet. I'm gonna come pick y'all up in the crazy train. Hold on just a minute. Thank you, love. That was so sweet of you. Have you met guys like that, Bazard, that like just have to be the center of attention in the room? Have you?
Yeah.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. Well, I guess you say for guys in general, it's always going to be like that. Either if it's like a friend group or if I'm going to, like the party I went to this past weekend. Yeah, there was definitely a good amount of so-called alpha male characters. But for me, I'm just chill, relax. I always like to say I'm a Libra, so as a Libra,
Oh,
I
really?
can just I can just moving through the crowds is no big issue. So, but yeah, just growing up, I've always had to deal with guys like that. And then when you find out, like in their home life, why they're like that, it's like, well, that kind of explains it to a degree, you know. But
Yeah.
with him, I think he was like that, but he's more of a poser. Like he just,
Yeah.
I mean, I've met nerdy guys as I want to say. I mean, he sounds a lot more nerdier than I am, and I know I'm nerdy. But it's like there's still nerdy guys that feel like they're the alpha males. They can be like the football jock, and then like to do or be in like nerdy groups, or does like I don't know if anyone knows what Warhammer is. But
Yeah.
Warhammer's a popular tabletop game, and I know guys are like football players back then, all that kind of stuff, and they're like nerdy like that. So, but yeah, he really comes off as a poser that's trying to be, this alpha male. And like this friend is saying, it sounds like his girlfriends something had issues going on with them, and he goes for these weak, maybe let's say weak-minded women to a degree, but
Yeah.
he goes for women like that.
Easily manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to ask you how your party went, and thank you for your insight.
Oh, no problem. It was good. It was in an area called Georgia called Fayetteville, which is not far from Atlanta, and it was nice,
Yeah.
like a 3-story mansion, a lot of people, good music. Had a little maybe extra fun after the night, but other than that,
Aw.
yeah, I know, right? It's like, yeah, I had a good time, so it was fun.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. But yeah, I work so much in my field in the medical world, and it's just days where it's like I need my being human, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Just going out, enjoying myself with others, and I like to explore. So if it's like a new area, I love to go check out new areas, explore either solo or with other people, and
Yeah.
make a good time out of it.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is beyond yelling at your kids, though. Everyone's yelled at their kids.
Yeah, his mom was verbal abuse, but I'll be honest, I don't think his mom did anything sexual. I never got that vibe. But I will say he has a brother who never showed up, never talked, like wasn't.
That's really curious.
Ex-military, and I don't know. Like me and my sister don't see each other very much, but we definitely like chat here and there. And I talk about my sister a lot. I love my sister. So
could that have been a lie, though? Could he have been lying about a brother?
No, he definitely has a brother for sure. The other kid, I think actually one of the other guys actually met him when they were younger.
Oh, okay.
I know he lives in North Carolina, and I have seen his brother, like, towards the end of our friendship. I think his brother had sent, like, a Christmas photo. I think it had pictures of, like, his kids and stuff. But, I mean, I want to say his name was Brett or something. I can't remember what his name was. But
that's so bizarre.
I never saw him the whole time I knew him. No phone conversations. Like, I mean, I think there was times where he might have said he had talked with his brother. But, I mean, I never, like I said, I find it weird that, like, your brother never once visited the parents in, like, 10 years.
And you lived there. Like, he never called the house.
Yeah, I mean, like on Thanksgiving and Christmas, like I was there during these.
He never came even during, I mean, I think he's saying he called during those times, but never came. That's interesting. Rubber Ramada, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. You're so awesome. Rubber Ramada said, love your face on this crazy train. I love your face too. Oh, you guys are so sweet.
These holidays.
That's what I was going to say. Like holidays, there was nothing.
I couldn't even tell you what he sounded like. I couldn't tell you what he looked like. There was no pictures in the house of him. No, there was literally absolutely nothing of him. Had Stefan never told me he had a brother at random conversations, I would have never known.
I wonder if he's a half brother. If
he's
like
a stepbrother. Yeah, he's.
Oh,
so I do have a habit of saying like brother. So I have a stepsister. My sister's my stepsister.
Hey, Stoic Dissension. I don't know if you saw, but we played a video of that a minute ago, and it was very hard to watch. Like, I'm still messed up. If you are wanting to talk about or look at that, you can go back a little bit. We decided to come back into this because it's just too much. I apologize for not reading it first. Stoic Dissension said, hey fam, that school pew pew thing is horrible. I hate that it keeps happening where I am too. My ex used to work at a high school and it happened way too often. Prayers for those kids and family. Absolutely. It appears to be, I think it's personal because it said that 2, unfortunately, are deceased. And one of them was the person who was doing the shooting. They turned the gun on themselves. So I don't know. I think it's more of a personal thing, but it's really sad. And again, I do want you guys to please say a prayer for them because that's a horrible thing. Yeah.
Stepsister as well. Well, she was around since I was born. So as far as I'm concerned, she's my sister.
Right, but
So
was dad married before or mom? Do you know? Like, was it from his dad's side or mom's side?
I think it's mom's side.
Ah, see, there's.
Yeah, and I feel like he told me his brother didn't like his mom or something like that. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, if she was that big of a bitch.
Jay is so funny. Carolina said, Stinky liked to play with little toys and do bad things to little girls. POS. In my opinion, Jen Soto walked in on Stefan Sterns and Maddie, and I believe she was very jealous of her beautiful daughter. No amount, I'm seeing if you wrote another one, of Botox could make that potato grimace looking woman look beautiful. Just saying. I think she was very jealous. A lot of people think that she walked in on them and got jealous and kind of snapped. But if she walked in on them and kind of got jealous and snapped, that would mean she had no idea about the CSAM. And that's what the police seem to be saying in July in the interview. So I think it's very possible. Sandra. Oh my goodness. Sandra said Jen wanted her potatoes smashed by Stinky. I do think it's possible that she walked in, but I mean, again, that would mean if for her to get that jealous, I would presume that it would mean she didn't know about the CSAM. It's just, I don't know. Hey, Cozy, it's good to see you.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was.
Imagine her being your stepmother or your mother.
That's what I thought. He might.
Maybe he chose to live with his dad. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I mean, that's the only reason I could ever imagine not talking to my family or like seeing my family. Like, I mean, how do you have kids and not bring them around your mom and dad?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
It sounds like there's crazy. A very weird dynamic with his family.
I mean, hell, I bet you I could go to my dad right now and be like, Dad, give me money and I'll have kids. And he'd be like, okay. Like, my parents want kids. Like, what do you mean you don't bring your kids around? Are you kidding? My dad would me.
They live for that shit, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My mom, you know, she's a neonatal ICU nurse. Like, she lives for babies.
Someone had a question here, but they were Diana, but they were not living together, correct? How long have they been a couple? Well, all we know, and this is something I saw in the court documents today,
at
was
least
that
over 3 years.
He was living there at this time. I don't know if they just recently got back together, if they had broken up. I don't know. But on the court documents, it says that is where the family lived together. So they put them all 3 together as a family living in that home. And when they found the pictures on his phone or whatever from 2022, which is what he's being held on right now, are from her 11th birthday in 2022. On 2/22/22, she turned 11. What a fucking cool birthday, right? You're like half of 20.
Yo, I completely forgot that some of the images were taken on that poor baby's birthday. I forgot about that. Did y'all remember that? That some of the abuse happened on her actual birthday? Did you know that, Bazard? Bazard stepped away. It's really sad. Her 11th birthday and some of that abuse is happening. How sad is that? It's just so devastating. It makes my heart hurt.
Can you hear me?
22, and it's 2/22/22, and he molested her.
Are you talking? Was that you, love?
Yeah, my service is acting up, so I'll probably be heading out for a sec, or I'll see how long it's going to take me to work. But thank you for letting me get on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming up, love, and it's good to hear your voice again today.
Same as always. Well, everyone, take care. I'll see if I can come back, but if not, enjoy the rest of your day. Okay.
All right, you too, love. I hope you have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Her on that day. It's in the court documents, right? So they also identified that he did it in that home when they went into the home the day she was found or missing or whatever day they went into their condo, and they recognized the same walls, the same furnishings as the videos and pictures on his phone from 2022. So maybe they broke up between then and, some point in time, but he is stated as living there in the court documents. So I thought that was interesting that kind of confirmed he was living there. So what else doesn't make sense in that, one more thing that doesn't make sense, is that she said her boyfriend picked her up at the house and then took her to school. So where did he come from? So there's still things that don't make sense.
I forgot about that too. She said he picked her up from the house and took her to school when we know he was there that night. I forgot about that from the beginning of the case, where she absolutely did say he came and picked her up from the house and took her to school. And it was like, yeah, like Jay's saying, where did he come from? Sue Joy said, still believe Maddie was going to blow the whistle on him or them. Could have been a joint effort. It's possible. Evidently, the law enforcement doesn't think so. Tara said, I remember that too. Hey, Tara, good to see you. Jen says, my partner. She absolutely does. Courtney says, ooh, come on, seriously. What a way to bring in the teen years. Oh, no, Naomi Campbell, but Jen Soto is totally misshapen with definite jealous of her daughter. She over-sexualized her. I think so, too. Jenny Jen said, I heard another creator say the CSAM was documented on August of 2022 and then June of 2023. Not sure if there was anything in between that or just wasn't photographed. Well, considering that there was I think 1,700 images of Madeline, I would think that there had been some documented in between. I think she was suffering a lot more than those dates for sure. Diana, if you're green, you got a membership. You were gifted a membership, which is awesome. That's so awesome.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, from what I understand, they had broken up, and then a week or two, or maybe 3 weeks before this all happened, he had gone back up there, and he had told his friend down in Northport that he was actually staying in their guest bedroom.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what made them break up. Maybe.
And he did mention that he had said that he had missed Maddie a lot and stuff like that. And he thought that was really weird that, he's like, what do you mean you missed your ex-girlfriend's daughter? What?
Yeah.
He thought it was really weird that he came back up and stuff too. And I was like, I don't know about you, but I don't really run back to my exes like that. So
that is weird. Like if a man, let's say that y'all were together for about 6 or 7 years and he grew close to your child, okay, just a normal attachment. Would he go around saying, I miss said child, or would it be I miss my ex and her daughter? I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, if you're actually a good person and you were like a step parent to them, I suppose you could say I miss my stepchild, but I don't know. I still think it's a little weird. Bad Girl, unfortunately, both passed away. There was one victim and the shooter, and he shot himself, if that's what you're talking about. Really sad situation. Please pray for Antioch in Nashville, Tennessee.
Especially after that, especially after like 3-4 months. I'm like, man, I wouldn't even think of you at that point. You'd be out of my mind. It's a long time.
Yes, they searched the family home. They were there with several forensic vans and stuff. But Juju, I don't know why he wants to hurt her on her birthday. I don't know. It's so weird because the first charge he has is for 2/22/22, and then the second one is in March of 2022.
I'm assuming he planned. I'm gonna be honest. I think
planned it.
I think some of this was planned. I mean, like, I'm still questioning that whole.
Basil is in the kitchen. He has some cilantro and parsley. I had to go to the store, and so he's in there eating that. He's not in here with me today. No, I meant the victim. So sad. Oh yeah, yeah. Carolina said exactly. Foxy Amazon. What was that dang lazy potato have to sleep so damn much? She never did anything. Good questions. Thought they had CSAM from 2020 during the pandemic. I think I've heard the date of. Yeah, I think I heard the date of 2020. I know it goes back at least 4 years. And I think it goes, some people say it even goes back to when she was 6 or 8.
I want to go live in the woods. Wasn't him. Like, I'm questioning that
Me
whole
too.
message. To be honest
I
with you,
thought
it's
the same
just
thing.
such an awkward message. To be honest with you, and I have no context towards like.
Not that I know of, Lily. Hey, guilty of crime. It's good to see you. Guilty of crime says stab the potatoes, smash the potatoes. Let's smash them potatoes. Courtney said, I think maybe there was a higher value to do it on her birthday as far as videos go. Jill said 19th of July was first picked. Do you know what year? By chance?
I want to see the rest of that conversation. Like, I don't know. My friend said, "Hey, when I turn 13, I want to go live in the woods." I'd be like, "What? Like, what do you mean live in the woods? Like, where?"
That's not what
Like, there'd be a conversation there. Like, I mean, just for no other reason than my friend sent me a message, there would be a conversation there, and I'm just like, how did this conversation go? I'm like, that's a weird conversation for a 13-year-old. It's like, I got the impression that she sent it to multiple friends, and I'm just like,
I'm wondering when she got her phone, like, because her mom didn't really make sense too when she said,
yeah, the whole
she
leaving
didn't have the phone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that he was a very sneaky kid. Like, he had quick fingers.
I do remember that, Diana.
I'm wondering if she was actually like forgetting her phone on those occasions,
Mm-hmm.
like, or was he like slipping it out of the backpack on their way out of the door? You know, that kind of thing. I mean, like I said, we were shifty little kids back then. So, I know what I would have been capable of as far as
He's a manipulator. He's a trickster.
You know, he liked magic tricks.
He knows how to get away with shit. Or try to get away with it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He was good with a deck of cards, that kind of
Deviant.
stuff. I mean,
Deviant. That's a great word to describe it.
I wouldn't hold it. I'd believe it. He was definitely a different breed. I mean, it's just so crazy because I never would have saw any of this. I mean, I knew the kid was weird. Don't get me wrong, but this is just,
dude, you could never have foreseen this. Never. It's got to be mind blowing.
That's why I'm really glad the other people came out and talked, because
you know, it would be really hard, again, like I said yesterday, to know something like this happen with somebody that you knew, grew up with, lived in the same house with, you know? Guilty of crime says 2019, right after the roommate CM moved out in July of 2019, is when the documentation started of the CSAM of Maddie. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So it appears to go back to July of 2019. It's just so sad. That poor child. Deviant is right. He is really a deviant. I agree 100%.
Because I was like, well, at least other people can understand how you can like just not see this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, it's not like the dude's walking around with a sign on his forehead. You know, he's trying to blend in. You know, and when you're not one of these type of people, your brain isn't thinking that way. So you're not even thinking about that when you see things. Sometimes something hits you and you're like, that was weird. But that's as far as it goes in your head. It doesn't like moves
your
on to the
mind
next
doesn't
thing.
go there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so that's, I'm still.
Florida girl said, do you think Stefan Sterns was Tall Goblin in the gaming chat room where Maddie talked with her friends? I'm not sure. I have somebody sent me an email and they were saying Tall Goblin is from Dungeons and Dragons. And there was Tall Goblin and then Tall Goblins with an S. I don't know that we will ever know. I would love to know what Maddie's gaming name was, but as I was telling the person in the email, even if we had that information, I don't know that we could pull any information on who these people actually were. It bothers me that she was had gaming like group chats talking to people who are gaming online, especially considering the fact she had just turned 13. But I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't know if that's normal for gamers. It did bother me, but I don't think we'll ever know who Tall Goblin or Tall Goblins were. Unless they were Stefan, maybe they'll say it in trial. Sub Rosa says 2 words, wood chipper. Lisa Lee said the pig has been sick in the head since a child and it's probably learned behavior. I don't trust his parents. I don't blame you. Angela said July 2019, she wasn't even able to go to school to get away from the creep. She was stuck at home during the pandemic. Yep. Florida Girl said, I thought it was 2 different chat rooms and could have been the same person. It could have been. I think it was 2 different chat rooms. And I do believe that Jill said June of 2019. June or July of 2019.
Get over the fact that this guy did all this. It's
I get
crazy.
it. I get it. LA wants to know, did you guys have a friend named Rick?
Rick.
I don't know why they're asking that.
There is no Rick. If you are a member, you've seen my video that I did talking about T-Rev. He did a very disgusting thing and had his friend call in and pretend to be some pervert that knew Stefan Sterns during this case. He did some really awful things to get clicks, views, and money. And that's who the Rick reference is.
It's not ringing a bell.
Yeah, Rick.
Where are the court records?
Did I have a friend named Ricky? I feel like there was a friend named Ricky. I feel like there might have been, but like I said, he had some friends that were a little like I couldn't even remember.
She just put his
names.
last name in chat.
My chat's so.
Do you see it?
Hold on, my chat's so.
Armstrong, Rick Armstrong.
Rick Armstrong. Armstrong kind of sounds familiar, but not off the top of my head.
You don't know.
Not off the top of my head, no. It just sounds familiar.
I guess someone named Rick called into another channel.
Oh, that guy. I know who he is, and he definitely knows Stefan because he told me what kind of chips Stefan likes. When I was talking to, I was talking to him about.
Oh God, what kind of chips
how
does
you
he
have
like?
to make a pathway to get through the room because there'd be so much trash now.
That's interesting because we now know that was fake, but this person seems to think that he knew him because he could say what kind of chips he liked. So I wonder if it was just a lucky guess, if somewhere that information was put out and T-Rev and that guy Smoke got that information. That's really interesting. Curious.
How much of a slob he was.
Talkie.
And,
what chips?
Wait, what?
What kind of chips?
Rick claimed it.
Rick claimed to have seen Stefan with younger girls as young as 9 when he was 18.
Oh wait, Rick.
I don't know anything about Rick.
When he was 18, that would have been around me. Like this guy would know me. If he knew Stefan, he would know me. Not.
I mean, you lived with him.
As young as 9. I know.
Thank God.
Like the only girl I ever saw was a really tiny Asian girl. Everybody else was actually like either people that had been at high school with me, high school at West Orange, while I was still in high school. And I mean, we're the same age, so you know.
Yeah, unlike other channels, I met people. I saw pictures of you and Stefan before you even came on. Rick said he went to high school with Stefan. Stefan didn't even go to high school.
Yeah, I'm like, how did he go to high school with Stefan?
Right.
Yeah, you don't bring people up like that.
I mean,
I do appreciate everybody vetting people before they bring people on. If you are running a YouTube channel or you ever plan on trying to run a YouTube channel and you have people pretending to know somebody that you're talking about, do your research and vet them, because unfortunately there's people out here in this world that get some kind of sick pleasure off of calling in. I guess they like the attention, but always be careful about who you bring up on your channel that say their family or know the people. And I appreciate all you lovely channels out here that vet people. I haven't met anybody other than T-Rev that doesn't, that I know of. So I do appreciate all of you wonderful people who have done that and have vetted them. Yeah. Carolina said, whoa, what some creators do for thumbs up and views, so disgusting. Right. Like if you're just a genuine person and you pull information that people want, or, you provide a space for people to talk or whatever, you'll either be liked or you won't, and go from there. I cannot do clickbait and all that stuff. I can't stand that kind of stuff. Fact check for sure. Absolutely. Every single time. Sub Rosa said there was fakers in the Kylie Rodney case too. Really? I don't understand why people would do that. I'll never understand it. I mean, you get attention for what, there's also some in another case, like you got attention and people, saying thank you for what you do. Thank you for coming forward. Thank you for talking to us, and, giving you credit for like what, a day or two. And then you're looked at like the worst person on planet Earth. Like, why would you do that? I'll never understand.
That's how rumors get
Well,
started.
I don't. Hold on. He went to high school, Stefan. If he did, it would have been at West Orange for a very short period of time, because he didn't know the West Orange area, and I always thought that was a little weird that he kind of knew some of like the school stuff back there.
Oh, so maybe
thinking about it now, because he used to like that was the path he would take when he was racing his car around his little crap car. Yeah, and it was salt and vinegar chips. Yeah, I think I said that earlier.
Salt. He is a freaking salt and vinegar. He looks like
The other kid just dropped that out of nowhere in the conversation. I was like, oh my God, you really did know. I mean, I already believed him after he said a couple things, but that was like icing on the cake, because he was like, he knew exactly what this kid ate and everything. And I was like, man, stories about saving semen in jars as like a kid.
What?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I feel bad. Like, this isn't my story. This is that kid's story. But he said when they were younger, this Stefan used to. So they raised horses in Georgia, okay? Or they had like a horse farm in Georgia.
Well, we're about to find out how old he was in Georgia, I think, if he's going to talk about raising horses and stuff. I think he was a teen in Florida, so I would think really young in California. But I've also heard that they left California because he got in a fight and stabbed somebody, so I'm really not sure. Shell said, I thought T-Rev had someone he knew pretend to be Stefan Sterns' friend. Yes, he did. I can't listen to him now after finding that out. Yes, he did. There's a members only video I did talking about my disdain for him because of that. It's a drama related video, and I don't do drama on my channel, so that's why I made it a members only. I've actually debated taking it down, but he got his friend, that guy Smoke that he used to talk to, he called in, pretended to be Rick Armstrong, and there was a whole debacle and fiasco about it. And I've seen some clips of him recently. He's come back out and started to do shows, and he's saying things backwards, and he looks like he's on cloud nine. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I was not there. I did not see. I don't watch his streams. I just saw those clips, and people can clip things to appear in a different way than they actually happened. But that's all I know about that right now.
In Georgia, and
Right,
this kid's mom and Stefan's mom did the horse thing together, and like breeding horses, like show horses.
Lord!
And so they had jars of horse semen from when they did the breeding sessions and stuff like that. And from what I understand, Stefan used to go in there because he had this epiphany apparently as a kid when he was like 9, that he would go in there, he'd take that if you were to put sperm in a female's drink, you could get them pregnant. They would never know who got them pregnant. That's literally how he described it. So, but he would go in there and he would like do his thing in these jars and go put them back. I'm assuming, and they were like injecting these into the horses.
Oh my God! What a fucking weirdo!
Yeah, I can't tell you if Rick was a troll or not, but I can tell you that all that sounded kind of sketch. But
What the holy crap did he just say? What on earth? Y'all, I literally stepped right here beside my room to potty real quick. And did he just say that when they had horse farms, Stefan would put his little Sterns babies in jars and then they would put them in the horse? What the Sam hell? I mean, I know about the inoculation they do of the animals because I've worked on a farm before, but he was putting his, oh, Jesus. Oh my God. This is disgusting. Poor Toxic. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Shell said, I found him when someone had escaped and was on the run. I listened once in a while to him, but after finding that out, I don't need anything more. I like people being real. I'll watch TV for drama. Amen. I wish I could give you a round of applause. Oh my God. Y'all. Jill, I mean, you were right. I probably said, I haven't heard that and I don't know if I can believe you. That is insane. Y'all. Wow. Carolina, I mean, you know, it's in the charges for, I think they did say something about bestiality. Now that you say that. Wow. I'd have to verify it, but Courtney said, okay, that's literally the most disgusting. I'm sure he was engaging in bestiality. He probably was, because if you're going to go in there and do that and feel comfortable enough to tell your friend about it, you're definitely doing some things you're not telling your friend about. How far does that go? Oh my Lordy Jesus. Your poor dog. I'm sorry. I want your dog to keep his Virginia ears. I'm so sorry.
But I just heard. I mean, if Rick knew Stephanie, he knows me 100%. At least at that age, there's no way around that. Like, there's no way he
you
could have
lived
done without
there.
me.
Right.
At 18, I might have not lived with him yet, but that kid was
You were with
attached
him
on
all
my
the
hip.
time.
Yeah, he's definitely. Well, I mean, if you lived in the area at that age, you wouldn't know me. Like, it was just
People come out of the woodwork, you know it.
yeah. This is just one of those things.
I can't with the horses. Ugh.
Oh yeah, and he used to do that with the horses, and apparently he was like saving jars of it and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
that is so
I'm
gross.
like, I never knew that, and that is absolutely horrific and disgusting. But I also never went in.
He also, which was the first part I heard, he thought he could put it in a girl's drink and get her pregnant. Like, what the hell? He probably didn't. He probably just did it for his sick fetish of knowing that she was drinking it. Oh, Jesus.
To his room either, and like rifled through his shit.
Mm.
Which makes me question now if he rifled through mine. I bet you he did. I know he didn't get through my computer because I'm like OCD with it. So I could tell someone this was my mouse.
What's the story about someone cleaning up his desk and he got pissed? What happened?
Like I said, he was such a slob. He wanted to kick that kid out of the house. He wanted to kick him out because he cleaned up his desk. My buddy thought he was doing a favor.
Hey, Brenda.
I think I actually had this conversation on my Instagram, but because we were just talking about it like yesterday. But yeah, he was cleaning my buddy's desk, and Stefan came home and went absolutely ape shit over the desk being cleaned. Just absolutely crazy. And now that I'm thinking back to it, like, I mean, it was one of those temper tantrum moments where he was flipping out, just cussing my friend out and everything like that, just going ham. And I was just kind of like, that's crazy.
Did he like throw things?
The Poodles actually have they have sex with other Poodles. They do it like old school way. They have
They actually have them like
whatever you call the big boy dog. They have one, and it's
the stud.
Very, very, the stud. It's a crazy championship bloodline. Like their dogs are actually. I can say whatever I want about that lady. What a piece of crap I think she is as a human being. I'm like, but when it came to those dogs, there was probably very few dogs on this planet who live better lives.
So she took better care of the dogs than she did her son.
Oh, not even a close comparison. The money that was spent on those dogs is absolutely insane.
That's so weird.
They definitely.
Wow. I mean, a lot of times though, when you have those championship bloodlines and things and they're breeding them for that, yeah, them puppies that they make cost thousands of dollars. Bad Girl said, I can see how Jen and Stefan Sterns became a couple. They're both sick and twisted on different levels. I mean, I could see it for sure. Hey, Ann. Ann said he's like the janitor from New Jersey. Oh, no. I hope not. I hope there's not a janitor doing that in New Jersey. Pamela said his parents had to know what he was doing, at least some of it, instead of bailing him out. Mm-hmm. He does get more gross by the day, doesn't he, Toxic? Foxy.
Definitely. The dogs ate better than everyone. Are you kidding? Like they had like fresh from the farm, like multi-pound just kidneys and livers and everything from the farm packaged up weekly, delivered to the house for the Poodles. They plop them down and just watch them go ham. But I will say you couldn't be in the room when they ate because they'd tear you apart.
Those Poodles they can be mean, those big ones.
Oh yeah. They're a different breed. They're very nice, but couldn't put your hand around their food, they take it off.
Yeah, I mean they can. Yeah, they're brutal.
People forget. I mean, as far as canines go, like the size of canines, I'm pretty sure Poodles have like the second largest outside of the wolf. So
they're big.
Like they're
you don't see the big ones too often.
They're jack of all trades.
People are scarred. They're like, okay, we ruined chips for them.
Yeah, I saw the chip one. I was laughing. I was like, yeah, so I will say I still don't like poodles. I have respect for poodles now. There's a difference. I had no respect for floofy little poof. You know, I hate those.
I agree with what y'all are saying. I'm concerned because that person, from what I've heard, likes to strike if you use their stuff. So I don't use their stuff. I've heard a lot about that. Okay, thank you, Jill. I'll check it while we're live. And you probably mailed me where it shows that, and I'll pull it up if that's what you mailed me. Courtney said they're very smart. They are. They are.
Those little haircuts, those little poofy haircuts.
Did she have them all groomed, like shaved, like the?
Not all the time, but they would get like. Well, Dee Dee was pretty much always trimmed up and always poofed out.
And hers go.
Gus and Linus were retired by that point in time.
They go in the shows, right? They do the dog shows.
Yeah, Gus was an agility dog. He was the professor. I loved that dog, and that dog loved me. He was cool.
So weird. Like, so his mom was too big to get up, but she had these dogs that would go and train and do shows.
Yeah, she had some disabilities too. I don't know. Like, I'm sure she was on the disabled. Like, she had a handicap sticker and all that stuff.
Yeah, would she go to the dog shows?
Not always.
Really?
Sometimes. I think she tried most of the time, but not always.
Interesting. God, so.
Yeah, they were
wild.
stupid smart dogs. You could talk to them like they were people, and I swear to God, those dogs understood what I was saying.
Those dogs kind of look at you like they can, like they're looking right through you.
Yeah, it was weird. Those dogs were. I didn't realize dogs could get that smart. To be honest with you,
I think that's kind of why they freak people out. They are kind of freaky.
And like Dee Dee was, like Gus was agility trained, so he's hard to control. But Dee Dee, that was a prime specimen of a dog. Like that, she stood.
While they're talking about the dogs, I'm gonna read a couple of your comments, and then I'll read what she just sent me. She's got the charges, but I'm going to tell y'all it's graphic what I'm about to pull up and read to you. Abella said, my friend has a poodle. She's really smart and sweet. Second smartest dogs, apparently. Really? They do have handlers for dogs. The whole family had to be mentally disabled. His whole life is effed up, and no one even cared to report him. Yeah, I mean, but at what point does it go from just, kind of freaking effed up and weird? I mean, I don't know. If I heard that, somebody was doing that to the horses, I'd be like, oh, whoa, we need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. I need to talk to somebody. The horses need to talk to somebody. We all need to talk to somebody. Courtney said, mine is part kookapoo. She's not full tilt. Be it. Smart as a whip. Super, I don't know. Loves to pick out his own clothes, I swear. That's so cool. All right, I'm going to play this and pull up this information real quick.
Stood tall, big teeth. When she barred those teeth, you were scared. I was like, oh, I wasn't scared of poodles before that dog. That dog scared the hell out of me one time.
Wow.
Linus was just chill.
Linus?
Yeah, he was just super chill. He was.
I wonder if she'll sell the poodles for his defense.
I doubt it.
Pigpen, like the color of Snoopy, the color of like the little ball of dust around him.
Yeah,
like his blanket color and stuff like that. That was the color of Linus. I bet she named it after Snoopy. I feel like she did.
My brother had a.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a trigger warning. Some of this information is going to be hard to look at. So this is where we can see that some of the charges started. The first one was June 19th of 2019, and that was on a Wednesday. I think this is from Grizzly True Crime. And it goes all the way down. Stops at June 29th of 2023. So it happened June, July, March, July, August, and June. That's through 3 years. Always in the summer, it appears. For those, anyway. All right. This is going to be the triggering part. Okay. So, what this document says, again, trigger warning. It says, Stefan Michael Sterns knows to include any sexual conduct by a child and... Okay, wait a minute. Let me try to... I'll start at the top. 26th day of February 2024, did, in violation of Florida statute, knowingly possess any photograph, motion picture, exhibition, show, representation, image, data, computer depiction, or other presentation to wit, and it gives the specific picture, which in whole or in part Stefan Michael Sterns knows to include any sexual conduct by a child, and in so doing possessed 10 or more images of any form of child pornography and the content of at least one image contains one or more of the following: a child who is younger than the age of 5, again, trigger warning, sadomasochistic abuse, oh Jesus, involving a child, good God, sexual battery involving a child, sexual bestiality involving a child, or any movie involving a child, regardless of length and regardless of whether the movie contains sound. Jesus Christ. I wish I could put my hands on him. No, just 10 or more. Well, I mean, that's a good question, but 10 or more would be the charge. If it's under 10, I guess it's a different charge, which, I mean, again, would tell me that it's possibly means that it would be a misdemeanor or something. Or, I mean, I don't think it would be a misdemeanor because it's child pornography, but they probably stop counting at 10 or more. Like, once you're over 10, it's just classified as 10 or more, I would think. Lord have mercy. I'm glad I took my adaptive today.
Got a male and female Dalmatian. They were scary. Those are big dogs too. Cool dogs.
Yeah, they are big dogs. I mean, I have a golden doodle now. So
you have a golden doodle?
Yeah, a little mini. She's super cute.
I have a golden husky. Yes.
That's amazing. Husky's one of my favorite dogs in the world.
She looks more like a golden though. She does, but she acts like a husky. She's
nice. That's a wild attitude to deal with.
Yes, she gets those crazy eyes.
Is she vocal?
See if they continue to talk about Stephan real quick. Again, this is Jay for Justice for anybody coming in. She is pinned at the top of the comment box, and this video is also linked in the description box. Please give her a like.
All right, Chase. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. We have been going a long time, and I really, really appreciate it. And I want to ask you if you'll come back, when this goes to trial, and have another conversation about, just kind of where things are and what you're thinking at that time, if you would.
Yeah, these conversations get to jog my memory a little bit. Like, to be honest with you, there's certain
Robert.
things that you said during this where I was just like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, you're probably going to have a lot of those moments.
Oh, this is going to go on for a while. For me and my friends are just constantly, like, every week, once or twice, we'll be like, oh yeah. So,
Yep. You're going to have some stories.
I don't know why it does that. I think that's where a commercial would be if I didn't have preview, but I do.
So I would love to have you back on to have another conversation. It's been great.
Yeah, just shoot me a message sometime.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Chase.
Not a problem. Have a good one.
You too. Have a good night.
You too.
All right.
I'm not sure if I don't think he said he was going to go to the trial, guys. It was. You guys have been awesome. You had great questions. Thank you for being so respectful. And
she's so pretty. So that was the phone call from Chase describing how Stefan Sterns was as he was growing up, what he was like to be around, and some other really disturbing things that we talked about today. I appreciate y'all being here with me. I know there were some disturbing things talked about, and I appreciate y'all sticking with me through that. Brenda said, can't wait till the boys in prison hear all these reports on Stinky Pinky. Who knows how many times attacked. Maddie didn't film it. He's a demon along with Jen. Just sickening. Yep. Lisa said, has anyone heard of New Mexico mom Michelle Martins and what she did to her 10-year-old daughter? It's unbelievable. No, I might have. Hio might have. I will look into it though and see what I can pull on it. I'm trying to pull. I've got some stuff that I can't figure out how to get out. Hio's trying to help me. I will look into that and see what I can find on it for you. I just got a screenshot of that. I want to tell you, yeah, girl, I'm with you right now. I want to tell y'all all thank you so much for being here. I could talk to myself all day. I would be nothing without you guys here talking to me and making my day better. Today has been kind of a sucky day, and I'm determined not to let it be a sucky day. And so I appreciate you guys making my day better by hanging out here. You got nicknames for days you want one for? I'm sure you do, Foxy. I believe it. So I do want to, again, thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a good day. And we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about immunity. It does appear, let me check my poll. Yeah, it does appear that 54% said no. We still might do Delphi at some point. We probably won't do it tomorrow, though. We'll probably talk about immunity and Jen Soto and why did we have the immunity deal when we didn't get anything new? What did she need immunity for? She claimed to not know anything. Why did we even do that? I hope y'all have a good day. If you want to email me, you can do so at allegedlyspeculating.com. If you haven't checked out the video on Delphi talking about Ron Logan's confession, please do so. That is from As the Gavel Drops Discord. They are linked in that video. Please check them out as well. Hio has a great channel, and she's been putting out videos as well. Please check her out as well, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Stay safe out there, please, for me.